I spent a month building an app and I was convinced that this was the one. I expected to earn at least $300 a month, but in the end it generated $0. And that's when I realized that the problem wasn't the app itself, it was the time I spent building it. So in today's video I want to tell you how much time you should actually spend to build an MVP. We are indie devs, we don't have venture capital money, and we can't afford the luxury to spend 1, 2, 3 or 4 months building an app that can make $1. We are building the apps with our time and energy. If you're spending too much time as an indie dev building an app that doesn't make any dollar, this is a recipe to burnout. So my take on this is extremely aggressive, extremely pragmatic, and designed for one thing, for rapid validation. And I call this the 1 week MVP rule. You heard right. 1 week, we have 7 days and we need to get it right. Let me break this down. This is where you implement the bare bones of your app. I mean, developing the core feature that solves the user's main problem. Also, don't forget to focus on developing a good onboarding, at least 3 to 4 screens. If there are more, that's better, because this is the first impression the user gets of your app. The other 2 days are for the design and launch prep. So you should focus on building a clean UI that has a good user experience, and also focus on the App Store screenshots because they are also very important. Because before downloading your application, the user sees your App Store screenshots and decides if he downloads your app or not. In the launch prep, you also focus on creating the description, app title, subtitle, and so on. And don't get me wrong, but 7 days, that's your limit. This is so strict because the more time you spend, the more emotionally attached you are getting to that product. The more time you spend, the more expectation you will have for the return. Imagine working on an app for 6 months and you launch it and it doesn't make any dollars. Sorry to tell you, but this is brutal. You wasted time, money. You could build another, let's say, 8 apps in that meantime. So it's worthless. If you're building an app into a week and launching it, you will see exactly if the app is making money and if the idea is valid. If it's valid, you can start adding some small features, improving the app, maybe the revenue will grow. And this rule, of course, comes from my experience. So I started building indie apps in March and I also made mistakes, and I have 2 examples to show you. First one is the most recent app I launched 2 weeks ago, which is called Rance. But before continuing, a quick word from today's video sponsor, Boot.dev. If you have tried learning to code before and got bored halfway through, this might change that. Boot.dev teaches you backend development the way you'd actually do it at a job, by building real projects using Python, SQL, Go, and many more languages. What makes it stand out is how it turns coding into a game. You earn XP, level up, unlock achievements, complete quests, and even fight bosses while learning. It makes the whole process feel way more rewarding and way less schoolwork. And here is the cool part, because backend developers are in massive demand right now. The median salary in the US in 2024 was over 100k. So these are skills that really pay off. If you want to start learning to code the fun and practical way, head to boot.dev using the link in the description or my code to get the 25% off your first payment and start your first quest today. Thanks to boot.dev for sponsoring today's video. Rance basically is a skincare tracker that combines astrology with skincare because it allows the users to unlock constellations, and I also gamified it with achievements and stuff like that. In my mind, idea sounds great and I think it's a good idea, but it's very niche. And I thought that people that are paying for skincare will be willing to also pay for an app that helps them to track their routine. But it wasn't the case here. Maybe I targeted the wrong keywords and I should change my ASO strategy. But I spent 2 weeks building this and I also had some expectations on at least $100 from that. And in the end it generated $0. And the second example I want to share with you is about my habit and goal tracker called Evolo. Basically it creates small daily habits to help you achieve your goal. But the thing is that I spent a very long time building the onboarding and the main feature, and another mistake I did was to target 2 things at once. I mean, when users are searching for a habit tracker, they want only a habit tracker, not also a goal tracker included. And also for the goal tracker users, they want something simpler, I think. Anyways, this is the biggest mistake I made because I spent 1 month building this app and in the end it generated 0 revenue again. And in that 1 month I could have shipped 4 more apps. and validate more ideas, right? I know the deadline is tight, but we are in 2025 and we have AI tools at our disposal. So I want to share with you what AI tools I use for coding and how I inspire for my app design. So first of all, I'm using Claude and Gemini for code, and I found that Claude is generating more beautiful UIs than Gemini, and Gemini is writing better complex logic. So you can balance between them and achieve a good app. So I feel like delegating tasks that I don't know how to solve to the AI rather than vibe code an entire app. For the design, I'm looking at what's already working, so I'm researching the design of my competitors. So for that, basically I have two ways. First of all, I'm using Mobin because they have a very big library of screenshots from multiple apps, and you can also sort them like you want to see the paywall only, you want to see the onboarding and stuff like that. And the second way is to download the competitor apps directly and record or do some screenshots to the screens that I think that are needed. So in the end, it's all about shipping fast and validating the idea. By doing that, you will find if there is an audience willing to pay for your product. Spend 1 week and you are getting your answer. Spend 1 month and you are losing a quarter of a year on one idea when you could have tested 3 more others. So this is the perfectionism, embrace the speed, and the 1 week MVP rule is valid and solid. So keep in mind that you need 5 days to code and 2 days for design and the launch prep. So until the next video, make sure to ship fast, eat your veggies, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.